My name is Erica, and we're going to talk about the 4 principles of interpersonal communications. We're going to discuss how interpersonal communications is irreversible, complicated, contextual, and incapable. Let's take a look at how these things work. Follow me. No! Hello. So, incapable. The first one I want to talk about. We can communicate by not communicating, which means even when we're not communicating, we are still communicating. So we can communicate through facial expressions, gestures, tone of voice, even posture. We can communicate even in our sleep. Yeah, that's right, our sleep. When you're tossing and turning, and sometimes when you're drooling, or whatever you guys do in your sleep, you're communicating something, but not just through only words. That's incapable communication. That's the first principle. Let's find out what the second one is. Now, we're on the second principle of interpersonal communications. Interpersonal communications is irreversible, which means once something has been said, there's no way of getting it back. Despite the instructions from a judge or a jury, what says is said. Like on a soccer field, or even on a basketball court. What you say on the court, it's already out there. There's no way of getting it back. So once you get that tech, you can't say you're sorry or anything because what's said is said. That's the second principle of interpersonal communications. Now, let's see what the third one is. Let's go. So, theorists have noticed that whenever we communicate, there are at least 6 people involved. Number 1, who you think you are. I know who I am. Number 2, who you think the other person is. Number 3, who you think the other person thinks you are. Number 4, who the other person thinks he or she is. Number 5, who the other person thinks you are, and who the other person thinks you think who she is or isn't is number 6. So there you go. 6 people involved, very complicated. I think so. That's the third principle. Complicated. There's 6 people involved in a 2-way conversation. One-way conversation between 2 people equals 6. That doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess that's how it goes. So let's go find out what the last one is. Come on. Lastly is the 4th principle that I want to discuss. The 4th principle is how interpersonal communication is contextual. There are different contexts used in interpersonal communication, and there's different ones that I'm going to share with you guys. There is a psychological one, there is relational, situational, there is cultural, and environmental, which is why I decided to do this last bit outside in my backyard. Not the best backyard, but hey, can't complain. But those are different contexts that are listed under the interpersonal communication, how it is contextual. You guys have a nice day, and hope to see you guys again. Thanks for listening.